Hey guys, momentaijankguy here, bringing you a very exciting deck profile. It is going to finally be on Royal Knights. I was finally able to finish it. This deck is a lot of fun, and it is a very big toolbox deck. I was able to get 10 plays with it tonight, bubbling sort of out of 8 for top 8 at my locals. Was very fun. All the matchups very interesting. The first matchup just destroyed me. Game 1 was against Rosemon. They were just able to get all their pieces, and I could not out the Pumamon, and I didn't have the correct cards in my hand to get rid of it. So that was unfortunate because they went burr and I lost. Game 2 was against O-Force. I was able to win against that because my opponent did semi-brick, but I was able to 2-0 them. Third game was against Bloomlord Rosemon, more focused on Bloomlord, I think. And I was able to 2-0 them just because, like, I just keep clearing their bodies back to back to back. And then the last game was against Shine Burst. That was the most difficult game because my bodies could never stay on board for the entirety of the opponent's turn because they would just DP reduce it and then reach that small threshold of 3k to just pop it with the new Agumon. So it was very, very annoying. But nonetheless, it was still a really fun tourney. Alright, so let's get started. We were playing 4 King Drizzle or Yagasro, 76. So this card you need to run 4, but you cannot run more than less. So, has a lot of effects. Your Digimon cannot Digivolve. And this card does not leave your breeding area. It stays in your breeding area. So when a Royal Knight, when you would play a Royal Knight, you can reduce its cost by 4 and then by 1 for everything that's underneath this. And start at your main phase, you reveal the top card of your Digi-Egg deck. You flip it over, you put it underneath, and you put every Royal Knight you have on your field underneath it. So essentially, you keep putting stuff underneath it, and you play big guys for much, much cheaper. And you need to run 4 of that. Alright, so next we are playing 3 Marcus. 3 Marcus is your memory temper. He is a 5 cost, but we play him in the deck because he gets rid of floodgates. He gets rid of memory blockers. He gets rid of Pumamons. Anything that says we cannot play, or Pillowmons. Anything that says you cannot play Digimon by effects, or anything like that. And that is why he is very important. Sorry about hitting the camera right now. There we go. And that is why he is super important. And he can also clear little bodies, so which is very, very nice. Next, we play Purge of the Royal Knights. I know it's called Royal Knights of the Purge, but I think that's a better name for it. So this is sort of like your turbo ramp deck. You're turboing stuff underneath Yagashiro. So, main, draw 1. You may place 1 Digimon card from your hand as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your king draws 76 in your breeding area, then place this card in the battle area. And in main delay, you can trash this card, play any Royal Knight from underneath your egg, and it gains rush, but you do not get any on-play effects, but you will still get like one attacking effect and stuff like that. So it's a very, very good card. One more thing I forgot to mention about the egg is when an option card with this Royal Knight and this trait is placed in the battle area, you gain 1 memory. So essentially, after you have all of them underneath, this option card basically costs 6 as long as they don't have a memory tamer. I mean, it costs 3 as long as they don't have a memory tamer. Next, we are playing 2 Odin's Rev. This card is insane. So security, if it's trashed or hidden security, you minus 3k DP to one of your opponent's Digimon. That part doesn't really matter too much. Sometimes it can get rid of a little body, and it is a little answer to get rid of floodgates. And also, the nice thing about this card is, if there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, all of your opponent's Digimon get security minus 1, and that is a blanket effect. So that means any Digimon that they come into play afterwards, even if they gain Rush or Blitz somehow, they cannot do damage unless they have like security plus 1. And now on to the Digimon, because that was the options and tamers. This is going to be a slightly longer deck profile than usual because I do want to go into a bit of a depth description of the amount of Royal Knights that I play in the deck and why I play this sort of amounts. So we were playing 3 Systemon Blanc. On play, trash a card, draw 2 cards. Has Decoy Red Black for anything that has Huckmon or Royal Knight in its traits. And then next we were playing 4 Omekamon. This card is very nice. On play, draw a card. And on deletion, you may place 1 Royal Knight from your hand underneath your Yakastro. Alright, so now on to the Royal Knights. This is going to be fun. These are all Royal Knights. So, for the one-ofs, we're playing one Examon. Examon's effect is on play. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. That Digimon does not unsuspend during the opponent's unsuspend phase. So this does not need to suspend something. You may choose something that is suspended and just stun it. And it is a Samadhi Santi effect, so that means effects cannot unsuspend it. Nothing unsuspended. It's staying rested for the entirety of the opponent's turn. And all turns, when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you may activate one of the following effects below. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, unsuspend one of your Digimon. So it's a very, very nice card. Next, we are playing one Craniumon. So it's a blocker on play when Digivolving. Until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon. And then at the end of the opponent's turn, you may choose one of their Digimon as long as it can attack to force swing it, because he is a blocker. 104 is Vidramon. These cards are they're super situational, but you need to run it because you do need multiple names for the egg. So when Digivolving on play, for each of your Digimon with a Royal Knight trait and each of your blue tamers, you trash the top 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. And all turns, when you play a Digimon with a Royal Knight trait or a blue tamer, return one of your opponent's Digimon with no sources back to the hand. And so he will get the effect if you hard play him yourself. He will proc on himself. Sorry about that. And next, you're playing one Galamon from BT12. So this is a very good card to play off the Purge. So when Digivolving, you're never getting that skill off. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. If no Digimon was deleted, you trash the top card of their security, which is really, really good. And then next, we are playing one Leopardmon Leopard mode. He is a Royal Knight as well. So we're using him for the end of turn and the when attacking skill. So whenever he attacks, you can suspend one of your Digimon to unsuspend him. So he can attack a lot of times. And his other effect is trash the top card of this Digimon and unsuspend all of your Digimon. So you cannot Digivolve. But once you go into the Omnimon play, and once you get rid of this, and let's say for situations that you cannot kill the opponent, like your security did something where you literally couldn't end the game, you can give over Leopardmon, end of turn, unsuspend the whole board, and you have chunky blockers. So those are all the one-ofs that we play. Next, we're going to go into our two-ofs. So we're playing two Lord Nightmon. Lord Nightmon is our recursion Digimon on play. You may return one Digimon card with the Royal Knight traits back to your hand, or a Lucemon with Royal Knight Lucemons in this deck. And a fun fact, where is it? Purge of the Royal Knights has a Royal Knight in its trade, so you can add that back to your hand. And her opponent's turn effect is when your opponent attacks, you gain a memory for each. What is it? No, you gain a memory for each Royal Knight you have on the field. Next is two Jessamon. Jessamon is your other way of spot removal. So on play when Digivolving, you may delete a Digimon or delete total number of Digimon where their DP can add up to 6k or less. But for every other Digimon you have on the field, you add 2k power to that. So it gets really, really big and insane. And his all turns effect is all of your other Digimon. Let me read that. For each of your other Digimon with Sistermon in its name or Royal Knight trait, all of your Digimon get plus 1,000. So he makes your board very, very, very chunky. Next. Two Kintaurismon. On play, if there are 6 or less security cards in both player security, you gain dream memory back. Then you may reveal a card in your hand, and if it's yellow, you could put it on top of your security stack. And when attacking, you can trash the top card of your security to unsuspend him, and minus 7k to one, minus 7,000 DP to an opponent's Digimon. So he's very good because he swings twice. And next we are playing to Alphamon. Alphamon is your little protection button against certain decks, or when you think they're gonna pop off. So on play, you may place one Digimon card with the Royal Knight traits from your trash underneath him, and then until the end of the opponent's next turn, none of their Digimon with a play cost of 10 or higher may attack you, your security, but they can still attack your Digimon. And so this card is just very, very good. And he has an additional protection effect. When in effect, you remove this Digimon from this battle area by returning one card with Royal Knight from your trait. From this Digimon card to the bottom of the deck, you can prevent that instead, and that's once per turn. And then we were playing 2 of the Secret Gallantmon. So he is a very niche card, but he is still very good. So he reduces his play cost by 2 for every 5 cards in both players' security. And he has an on play when digivolving when attacking. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 AP or less. If no Digimon was deleted, you may delete a Digimon with 13,000 or more. So he is another answer to get rid of like some 4s, some 4s, maybe some 5s. But he is also very good to get rid of Floodgates. And he has Rush, so he can swing the turn he comes in. So he's a very, very good card. So those are all the 2-ofs. Next we have our 3-ofs, which is just 3 Gankumon. So he is a blocker, and he is a very good card. So on play when digivolving, without paying the cost, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your trash, or 1 Digimon card with a Knight trait from the Digimon cards of your Digimon in the breeding area, and play it. But this Digimon cannot play Omnimon or himself. So essentially, let's say you went Jessamon or Galamon last turn, and it goes under your egg. You play Gankumon, and Gankumon spits it right back out, and you still get the on plays because he does not say you don't get the on plays, which is very insane. And also, he is a 13k blocker. He's gonna block a lot of stuff. And next, we go on to the 4-ofs. So we play 4 Magnamon. Magnamon is the Royal Knight that you want to open up in your hand because turn 1 he costs 3 to play, and he is a blocker. And when he would leave the area, you may draw a card, and then you may play a Vmon, but there are no Vmons in this deck. Next, we play 4 Dynasmon. We play 4 Dynasmon because he is the searcher of the deck. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Add up to 2 Digimon that have the Royal Knight trait, and add them to your hand, then trash the rest. And his other effect is very, very good. Your turn, when you play another Digimon with Lucemon in its name or the Royal Knight trait, delete all of your opponents level 4 or lower. So he just clears the board, and it's very mean. Next, we play 4 Leopardmon. Leopardmon carries the deck, in my opinion, because if you cannot finish out the game, he makes your entire field blockers. And if you have Jessamon on the field too, they are chunky blockers that are not going to be leaving anytime soon. If you have 4 bodies, everybody's gaining plus 4k power. It is super insane. And also, his reduction skill for when you may play 1 green Digimon or Digimon with the Royal Knight trait, you can reduce it by 4, and you can stack that with the Yggdrasil effect, which is very, very insane. So you can like cheat out Omnimon a bit little faster if you think you have game. And all turns, when you play another Digimon, all of your Digimon with the Royal Knight trait or green Digimon gain blocker until the end of the opponent's turn. So he is very, very insane. His only downside, aside from Leopard mode, he is one of the few only Royal Knights that does not have an on play, but he does have a main effect. So he's the Digimon you mainly want. Him are usually the Digimon you want to play off a Purge of the Royal Knights. And then we have the big boss, the win button, I'm gonna call the homies, you're beating me up, Omnimon. So on play when digivolving, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon, or you may delete all your eggs in the breeding area and play every Royal Knight underneath your eggs that have a different name underneath them. So as long as, let's say you have 8 Royal Knights underneath your egg and all the names are different, you may play all 8 of them. But let's say you have 2 Magnamons under there, you can only play 1 Magnamon, you cannot play both. And all of your Digimon gain Rush. All of your Digimon gain Rush. So he's like, I need to call the homies. He comes out. He plays everybody. They can all swing the turn to come in. Very, very mean. Alright guys, well that was the deck profile, and also that's why we play the ratios, because I feel like you need to be able to answer a lot of stuff that the opponent does. This is sort of like a more consistent meta zoo, but it's a meta zoo that has answers for the opponent's plays. You have Gankumon to play stuff. You have him when you need to attack multiple times, because if you have Jessamon out, he's swinging a lot. You have him when you need to clear bodies and clear bigger bodies too. You have Omni on for early spot removal, because if you have multiples in your hand, it never feels bad to play Omni, because you're like, oh, on play, pop. You set back the opponent, which is super insane. He makes sure you don't die to like level 6 and level 7s. Same with him. He pops things. Kentaurus Monk can minus 7k and run over basically everything, and he's a 13k body. Jesmon is just good. He makes your entire field swole. But alright guys, thanks so much for watching the art file, and also thank you so much for watching all my other videos. It means a lot to me that my videos are getting that amount of views, and it makes me very, very happy. And I really hope you guys continue to watch, and I hope you guys enjoyed the other videos that I'm going to be pushing out. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.